Nick Wilson with Dan Brownlie after the final day defeat at Hungerford. And Dan, in the end, it's a really frustrating one, 1-0 down to 10 men.
Yeah, it is frustrating, and this place is a horrible place to come. I mean, obviously you can't see it on the lens, but the pitch plays such a part in the game. It's what I was saying to Aaron. Anything you want to change in the second half kind of becomes a bit redundant because the pitch's slope makes such a massive difference on the game. We were actually quite pleased to go in at 1-0, which sounds a bit defeatist, but I've seen it too many times down here where you're defending the hill and you do concede goals because naturally the ball wants to come this way. So we were disappointed to concede through a set piece because we've actually been really good at that this year defensively. But I think the second half we were a little bit lacklustre in we had possession and we tried carving, but they were so tight and so narrow, and they defended really well. We just couldn't find that opening suddenly.
And 2 red card incidents to ask you about. The first one where a red card was given late in the half. What was your view on that? The referee seemed to stop the game out of the blue, and then it turned out Simon Grant was down.
Yeah, so speaking of Granty, the guys nutted him for a corner. Granty's not the type of guy you want to be nutting, but yeah, I don't know if there was anything before it. Granty swears not, they claim otherwise, but even whatever happens, you don't react, and he has done. But Granty says that there was as a corner's come in, he's turned round and he's there, and then there's a bit of pushing and shoving, and he's done what he's done. So yeah, that was an odd moment because no one was expecting it. But the linesman on that side did his job by sticking his flag in the air and doing the right thing.
And then a red card that wasn't given just a few minutes before that, where there appeared to be a bit of a kick out and it sparked quite a melee. You spent some time talking to the referee. What was the upshot of all that?
Well, the interesting thing was the referee's come over to speak to us, and the linesman's come with him. And I've just turned around and said, there's no point you speak to me, speak to Lino, because he knows it's a red card. The Lino's face immediately gave away that he agreed. So they had a kind of a minute conversation where I don't know what the outcome could have possibly been other than they've gone, I've done it now, I've booked him, I can't do anything else. But it was just bizarre. And the interesting thing is, I like the Hungerford bench. I've got some good mates there, like Gaz Thomas and Robbo, who I've known for a long time, and they know it's a sending off, like it's unequivocal. But the linesman the referee's not spoken to the linesman. The referee claims that what has happened wasn't enough for a sending off, which makes me think he hasn't seen it. I know he hasn't seen it. And then speaking to the assessor, you don't always get that luxury, but apparently I'm wrong because it was a nonchalant flick, quote. So I don't know whether we'll put that footage up or not, but it'll be interesting to see other people's views on that, because if that's a nonchalant flick, then I don't know what they do in the MMA, because my God, that's some game. So yeah, really disappointing, because again, you don't want people sending off, but you want justification for wrong actions, and that was one of them. So yeah, it was a mad moment, which that actually moment probably sparked the second sending off, because it all got a bit hot-tempered and whatever. And it shouldn't really be like that on the last game, but I don't mind a bit of spice, it kind of gave the game a bit of a lift at a time where it was starting to dampen, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
And overall, it's a mid-table finish to the season, 53 points. Is that a successful season overall in your eyes?
Yes, I think it is. I'll be frank, I've had conversations with the board and all through the year, depending on who you've spoken to, and there was a point where we were getting a bit giddy, where I can't think we won 6 on the bounce or whatever, and it was a really exciting time. But I think that demonstrated more what the capabilities of the squad is about than the games where we've gone on a run and haven't. The injuries are the injuries. I'm not talking about that, but obviously it's played a part. But it's an interesting look, because I was disappointed with our performance 2 weeks ago, and the reaction stat has been really good, and the boys have been magnificent all year. Like, make no bones about it. I've said words to them that have been quite forceful in moments, but very rare. They're a group that don't really need rockets. They're honest. They work hard. They're brilliant culturally. There's some great characters in there that lift each other up. Like I've stood in other changing rooms or looked at other changing rooms and even looked down sidelines where you have people with an abundance of confidence, but they gain their confidence through pushing down on the shoulders of others rather than lifting people up. And we're very lucky that we've got a group that want to raise each other up. But there's a few ways to look at success, and this is the monologue bit, more so than the normal, is that the on-pitch success, I think we can classify as success. Newly promoted team, finishing mid-table is a good finish. we could have asked for more in moments, but every team has their regrets. But you then look at the wider aspect of it and where this club has come. We've moved on so much. Like, the board have been unbelievably supporting. The attendances have gone up 22%. The finances have gone up. Like, everything about this club is moving in the right direction, and it's down to the hard work of good people. You've heard me before say a conversation I have with Liz Lockie quite often is let's do good things, and the repeating of doing good things will help this club move forward. And as I've said before, we want to make this club synonymous with winning things, achieving things, but it's not just about on-pitch success. It's about giving a decent fan experience. It's about driving the club forward. It's about standing up for what we believe in and being a beacon of hope, whether that's our work with Reading Football Club, whether it's the comments on FA Cup. Like, this club is too big to not stand for things. And we're very, very proud to wear that responsibility, and long may it continue, because over the course of the last 5-6 years, you've seen step by step, both on and off the pitch, this club move forward. And it's not like, okay, yes, on-pitch stuff helps, but that only is created by backroom staff and the board and the supporters. Like, you look today, the supporters are just unbelievable. Like, the numbers we brought down today, and that's across the board. You know, Guernsey last year, and away days we've had this year have just been insane. So we're very, very lucky to have that. But then you also look at my backroom staff, the likes of G and Lance and Worsey and Boards and Aaron, happy birthday mate, who've just been unbelievable, and the likes of Shauna and Amy and Joss and Sophie in the physio team that have been worked tirelessly. Got you guys in the media and Aaron and Steve. It's just, what a club, you know, what a football club. I'm very proud to be here. I'm very proud to be called the manager of this football club, and what we've done this year can be celebrated, and there's absolutely no defeatism in that.
Thank you very much, Dan. Cheers.